With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited. Today, I've got actor Brett Donahue with me. So welcome, Brett.
Hello, 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 hello. How you doing?
What is this behind you?
This thing right here?
Yeah.
This is a good old solid wood armoire.
It
It was
looks
built.
awesome.
I know it was built by my girlfriend's great grandfather.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you see all this like all these different colors and stuff like that. That's just the paint. I don't know what the last coat of paint was on this thing,
Yeah.
but at one point she just took some turpentine and just started chipping away at it, and then revealed all these different kind of layers. So
I know it's
decided to
awesome.
leave it at
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice, huh?
Yeah. 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 Because usually you'd see it and you'd be like, oh, I need to paint that. But I totally would not repaint that.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's got
Well, we
character.
can wrap it up there. I think that was
Yeah,
good.
that's all the questions I had. I really just want to know about the armoire.
Two opinions slash armor enthusiast.
Yeah. Yeah, I might be known for going off on tangents of stuff that doesn't matter to anybody else, but very
Okay,
interesting.
I'll run with you. I know it's a beautiful piece. Like we love it.
So Brett, let's start here. Tell me a little bit about what got you into acting and the entertainment business. Why did you want to go into this business? Very difficult. And here you are.
Yeah, foolish. Some might say a foolish, foolish endeavor.
Some might say that.
Uh, yeah. You know what? No, I was interesting. I was big, like growing up, being an actor, being in the entertainment industry was not on the radar at all.
Yeah.
I was dead set in becoming a basketball player.
Oh,
Like it
very
was,
nice. Well, how
yeah, it was
tall are you?
about 6'2".
Okay, it's not
So
bad. Can you
not
dribble?
bad.
Because you'd have to play in the backcourt.
Well, that's just it. But where I grew up, like 6'2" was like one of the taller ends of things.
Yeah,
So
see,
like
that's
I'd
the
be
same problem
playing.
we have here in West Virginia. If you're 6 foot, you're
Yeah,
probably playing under the basket. That's not going to help
exactly.
you in college.
Our post was like I think a bit shorter than me, if if you can believe it. We had a different way of going about it. Uh, but yeah, no, so you know I don't think I was ever actually in contention to get into the NBA, but it was a dream.
few,
It
few
was a
are.
dream. Yeah, yeah. But it was the main. So sports in general was the main focus, and it wasn't until university where I got it there in there, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I
Yeah.
had taken some drama classes in high school. I had been on the improv team.
Well, so you had a
So I
little
saw
bit of
this.
experience. You weren't like completely new to it.
No, no, no. Yeah, so there was some experience there, but one of my electives turned out to be this theater course that I took all year. This is in Winnipeg, Manitoba. After
Nice.
that year, this course, this kind of cohort of people that were around me, I was like, oh, I can kind of get into this. And I switched to another university in Winnipeg, which had a better theater program. And then from there, just kind of got more and more interested. And it all kind of specialized more as well. I found more people that were like minded that wanted to do this as well.
Yeah.
So there was a seriousness that started to accompany it. Um, and then I went to this conservatory out in Montreal called the National Theatre School after that. It was really between me finishing university and then going to this theater school in Montreal where I was like, okay, I feel validated enough and I feel confident enough that maybe I can give a go at this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty great. So what was your first like paying role? Was it a theater role or did you
oh
have a
yeah,
part on something?
no, there's this great indie. So there's a couple. There's this great indie movie by a filmmaker named Guy Madden,
Okay.
and films like Saddest Music of the World. This one happens to be called My Winnipeg, and it's kind of a satirical
Okay.
documentary, a bit absurd about the city of Winnipeg and things about it. But like some of these things are made up. Some of these things are loosely based on something that may have happened. Anyway, I was a bunch of characters in that, like all non-speaking stuff, but it was my first time on like a real
Yeah.
set. And then I sometime in university I got my first speaking gig. It was a MOW monster thriller called Something Beneath. Uh, Working alongside Mr. Kevin Sorbo
Oh, I
as
just had
the.
Kevin on the show.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This typical
Were
one, like one
you
of these
the
kind of a.
monster? Were you the something
No,
beneath?
no, God, no, thank God not. No, I was like the cop's deputy, even though like so
Oh,
we were at this like resort. There was this mud monster that made you hallucinate your greatest fear, and you die of you were literally scared to death. That's how it went
okay.
down. Something
Would
beneath.
not be a difficult task in my case. I get very scared very easy.
What's your thing? What's your biggest?
I it's rodents, mice, rats. That's
Oh,
absolutely. I always tell people I'm like that thing could run straight up your leg. That's the only part of that. I'd rather deal with
it's gonna get
something
right
bigger,
inside your ear. It's gonna burrow in, and it's just
because
gonna.
something bigger you can. I don't know. It feels like something you could deal with more, but something tiny and stuff that's fast. Oh, I don't want any part of that.
It's the scurriness of it. It's the sharp,
Yes.
quick movements of this little thing. I get it. I get like if I'm on the street and I see like a mouse or a rat or something like that, it always makes me jump. Like I'm
Yeah. I don't know why, because I know they're not that dangerous, really, or anything.
yeah, it's not gonna harm you.
Not really going to harm you. Yeah, they're going to run from you, but still,
Yeah,
that that to me, that's the one that gets. So it's like horror movies and Raiders of the Lost Ark, that type of thing. Where it's just
gotcha.
tons of rats and
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
ooh, yeah, no.
Oh, Last Crusade actually.
Yeah,
As
Last
it was his
Crusade
dad.
was the one with the rats.
Yeah,
Yeah, he gets these, rats.
yeah.
Because you had what you have snakes and raiders, you had the bugs and temple, and then
Exactly, exactly. Ooh, that bug scene.
that bug scene wasn't
Yeah,
great either.
you want to talk about things. I would rather no. I mean, all of them would be. I think I'd do the snake. The snakes. I think it'd be like the
That's the
best
one
for me.
I'd pick of the three. If I had to
Yeah,
put up with one, that'd be the one.
yeah.
Not that I'm a fan of snakes either.
No, not that I want to jump in a snake pit, but
My brother stayed with my. He was in town. He lives in Raleigh, but he was in town, so he stayed with my parents, and he's down in their basement. He's sleeping down there, and they've got a wood burning stove, and on top of that stove was a vase, like just a flower vase. Well, he's laying there getting ready to go sleep, and snakes start coming out of this vase,
oh
like
god,
like half a dozen of them. I guess that
ouch.
a snake had got into the wood burner, come down the chimney, got in the wood burner, and had babies. And then those babies had come out of a crack in the chimney and somehow got in this vase. Well, when he turned the light out, they were coming out of the vase. Well,
Oh,
he's with snakes like I am with mice, freaked him out. Like he is just in a panic. And my parents are 2 floors above him, and it's the middle of the night, And of course, he's a grown man, but I think he had a pretty rough time with that. Needless to say, he'd already told him, I'm not staying there.
yeah, no kidding. Well, that's the stuff of nightmares. You just see this inanimate object, and then snakes start coming
Snakes
out of it.
coming. That's what he said. It was like a 80s horror movie he was
Yeah,
involved in. So, yeah, no fun. Do you have
right.
something? Do you have something that you're terrified of?
Um, yeah, like not terrified. Well, the mouse, rat, scurry kind of movement, terrifying thing. Even with like house centipedes, always make
Yes.
me jump.
Yes.
Um, I'm kind of irrational. I'll say irrationally, but I'm because I've never had really an experience. But I'm kind of irrationally afraid of sharks. Like valid
Oh,
concern. Like
my ex-wife is terrified of sharks.
yeah. Like
Yeah, I get that one.
if I saw a shark anywhere near me, uh, I'm not gonna have a good time. Like
What I mean, do you like the ocean? Do you swim in the ocean?
I enjoy the ocean. I don't swim in it like I'm nowhere near it, so it's not like I could say I get there often. But when I'm around it, yeah, I like going in.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
love seeing these videos that are like, if a great white shark is coming towards you, you just got to put your hand on its like nose and kind of gently push it away.
Yeah,
And
right.
I just can't imagine. It was like I remember hearing this PSA for bear attacks. Like if it's a grizzly bear, play dead unless you think it's gonna eat you, and then fight for your life. It's like
Yeah, how are you
where,
going to know? I'm just going to assume he's going to want to eat me regardless.
well, in what state of mind am I going to be like, okay, yeah, there's some nibbling, but he's not really going for it. He's just checking it out. He's just like giving it a sniff. Like, when am I making the decision? Like, okay, now he's trying to eat
Now
my
he's trying to kill me.
insides.
Now it's getting
Right.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just read about a guy that got attacked by, he was on a bike and got attacked by a bear, and the bear like bit his leg and carried him off into the woods and
Oh,
was
crap.
then basically trying to eat him. And he's conscious. So he's thinking, well, this is a horrible way to die. And he remembered that he had a pocket knife with him, and he jabbed that bear in the neck with that pocket knife, and it let go and just wandered off with that. And then, but then he's in the woods on a bike. So he had to get back on the bike into the whatever town he was close to, and then he was able to get medical attention. But he talks about seeing like his kidneys and stuff where the bear had bitten him and was trying to eat him. I was like, this is the most horrible story I've ever.
I love how
Apparently,
the
that's a
bear
movie
just,
now. It's a Cocaine Bear or something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that looks wild. I don't know. We'll find
so
out. We'll
so
find out.
we loved you on Three Pines.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had Sarah and Julian both had come on the podcast at different times, and
Oh, perfect.
so when we were having you, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, we really enjoyed that show. Are we going to get a season two?
Jury's out at this moment, I think.
It's a
I
good
know
show. It deserves a season two. And
people
it's not
really,
like they
yeah,
don't have the source material. They got like 20 books to go off.
no, I know. Yeah, no, no, they can mine that for years. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really, not to ruin anything for the viewers, but it doesn't really impact me
Yeah.
if they have one. But not that I
Well, your
doubt.
family on there. You're
It's true.
they were
We
pretty
can
rough.
figure a way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. But I don't know. We haven't got an official word yet, but it was a lot of fun to do. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just when you can kind of sink your teeth into a really chaotic family
Yeah.
dynamic like that. Yeah,
Well,
nothing
it's just
for
so
me. I love.
quirky. Like the whole town was quirky.
Mm,
it was just full of just interesting characters, and I thought that's what
mm.
made the show really good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's what will ultimately. Well, I think what Louise did was really smart. Was that you kind of create this this central foundation
Yeah.
of the story or what attracts people to it, but then you can expand it so much just by the different characters, as you say, that kind of come into it,
Yeah.
and from there, you can, who knows where it goes.
Well, and Alfred Molina. I mean, come on. You know.
The guy always the best. I mean, the
Yeah.
nicest guy. Like he had no he had no business being that nice. In fact, was just one of these like very curious people, very gracious and welcoming. Like as soon as he got there, was introducing himself to everyone,
Yeah.
and was actually sincerely having conversations. Was actually sincerely curious about who you were, what you do in life, what your life's
That's
about,
amazing.
and then we'll go do the job at the same time. But
Yes.
there was that kind of interpersonal connection that was just so,
Yeah. He
like
took
I
a
say, so
minute.
sincere. Yeah, 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 yeah. And let me tell you, it doesn't always happen like that. And not to fault people that are a little less involved in that way, but yeah, it just changes everything because it changes the energy for everyone on the set. If you have someone
Right.
that is so egoless like that, then it's just an enjoyable experience for all involved. And
Yeah.
yeah, and
It
everyone's
has to
happy to
make
be there.
being on set that much more enjoyable because it can be kind of stressful. But if you've
Oh,
got
for
your lead
sure.
actor making it kind of a good place to work, I mean that goes a
Yeah.
long way.
And like as actors, we're kind of treated with a bit too much respect in those situations too. And
Yeah.
Where I think it really makes the difference is that is the crew, like the people that are really there
Yeah.
putting in the long hours, day after day after day after day of the shoot. Because I might like come in 3 days a week, or there was, I think my most extreme period on that show was like 4 days in a row kind of thing.
Oh man.
These guys are there early in the morning, leaving late at night, and doing it for months at a time. Like and that's where you really feel a different energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that because same thing. If you're there and you're stuck working all the time, I mean, a little bit of niceness or politeness goes a long way.
Oh, hugely so, hugely
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the new movie is The Love Club Terra with that. So
Yes.
talk about that one a little bit because I know it's a Hallmark movie because my wife and daughter knew all about it already. You know, I
Did
go
they?
I go
Okay.
and I'm like, yeah, this is who I'm having on. What have you seen them in? And they know, this isn't your first, movie or show in this genre. So they knew all that. But talk a
Right.
little bit about the Love Club because it's almost I don't want to say anthology, but it's kind of like a series of
Yeah.
movies based on these characters. So to me, that's kind of anthology like.
Yeah. No, totally. You're totally right. Yeah, I've never seen something quite structured like this.
Yeah,
You have your four friends. So the Love Club is this group of four women that meet in college, I think that, and the films kind of pick up their lives at different
yeah,
points within, I don't know, maybe a 5 year span.
mhm.
But what's interesting for them, the four ladies, is that they all get there. They're all the lead of their own film, and then they're also central characters in all the other ones. So
I think
I
it's a
think they
neat
shot the whole.
idea.
Yeah, it's a really neat idea because you kind of create this opportunity to play in different way for the four ladies. They and their characters can kind of continue to expand
Yeah,
or modulate depending on what's needed for the film where they're not the lead. It
right.
kind of puts them in a different circumstance. Um, so I play in Terra, which is the fourth of those four films,
Yeah,
which was kind of cool for me too because I kind of walked in um, at the end of things. Well, people were tired. It had been a long shoot. People were tired, but our story was really nice in that it kind of all was centralized around this one club that the character Tara manages. It's this kind of lounge where people
that's
play
cool.
and sing live music. So yeah, ours was really centered on Tara and my character Noah, and we're both aspiring musicians and basically trying to make it out there. So where we kind of come together and kind of find each other is through the making of a set that we want to do live. So we start writing songs, and there's nothing more satisfying than like a show than being having a crush on someone because of their artistic ability. Like when I see some
Yeah.
of my friends, and they're just friends. Like when I see some of my friends on stage playing and singing, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm in love with this person. It's just it's such a
Well,
I
so
don't know,
you're
it's such
you're
a
you can be a fan too.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally
So
totally get that. I mean, do
yeah.
you sing or play an instrument or was that
So
all
I
just
play no, I play the piano. I do.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But I told them, I don't really. I mean, their first question was like, "Hey, we want you in this film. Can you sing and play?" And I was like, "Well, I can play." And they're like, "Well, can you just show us some singing at the same time?" And I was like, "Okay." So I just did a little demo of something. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't normally sing and play at the same time. That's not really my jam.
Yeah.
But this was a good challenge. It was I have such respect for people that can just get up there and almost forget that they're playing and
I
sing
mean, was
along and
that
stuff like
part
that.
stressful because it's a little different than just going
Super
in and
stressful.
singing? Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Super stressful just because. I'm gonna switch headphones here. Battling.
yeah. I just had to do that at the gym. Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. I lost you. Hold on. Okay. All right. So we
Okay,
fixed it. Now we can hear you.
you got it. Okay, great. So as I was saying, Yes, it was super stressful. Because it's one thing if we're sort of like making The Pianist and I'm Adrian Brody, and I've got maybe 8 months to kind of get these songs under my, like, complex songs in that film. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
a lot of time to get them under my belt. With this one, I think they probably originally thought it was going to be Noah was going to be playing a guitar, and I was like, well, I
Right.
don't play guitar. So they switched it to piano, and then of course they had to transcribe all the songs and put them to piano sheet music, and then I had time with them. But then I was also doing another shoot, so I was like, guys, you gotta give me the music because I'm doing another shoot, and I've really got a week
You
to
got to
try to get these under
practice.
my belt. Yeah, exactly. Um, so I think what could have been much more elaborate was then we found a nice like middle ground of like where I could play some stuff where we're just kind of playing chords. But the beauty of it was that the songs that we were creating were really in their infant phase, which
Yeah.
in that case you are just kind of plunking around with chords, you are just finding what's right, and then
Right.
more complex melody would be put on later. But for our purposes, it worked out just fine.
I think that's pretty neat. And I like the piano angle. Like you would expect a guitar. Piano is a little
Mm.
different. I like that.
Well, I kind of forced them into it, so they just had to kind of go with it.
Have you always played piano or did you pick that up once you got older?
Uh, I picked that up in university. Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
aunt was moving out of her house, and she had this little apartment-sized piano, and she couldn't take it with her. So I stuck it in my bedroom of my parents' house, which was already small. From there, I just got like I had taken like a keyboard class when I was
Yeah.
younger, so I could read music. Not like you put a piece in front of me and I can just start playing, but like I know what note corresponds to what.
Right. So then
So
it was
from
just a matter
there,
of practicing.
well, I'm out of practicing, but for me, I really need to memorize things. Like I think ultimately I can read music, but ultimately I play by ear.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
until
Okay.
it's in my body, it's not in a comfy place.
Who was your lead actress in the movie?
Oh, Camille Stops.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She was just a ball to work with. We'd known each other for a number of years, just being in the same community in Toronto. And we met through like mutual friends and things like that. We'd never had a chance to do anything together. So this
That's
was
cool.
yeah, it was really cool. And it's so, I said to her at one point, beyond like the film and the story and everything we're doing, it's just so nice to sit in the room and sing songs with you. It's just like
Right.
no, it was such a beautiful kind of connection. Like she's such a genuinely lovely person, and she has a really nice voice. So
Yeah.
if they're just gonna put a camera on us while we're doing that, I'm gonna have my kind of fallen in love moment just like this, and it's an easy job. Yeah, it
Well,
makes it
that
an
could
easy job
serve
for
you
me.
well on a film where you're supposed to be the love interest.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine if her voice was awful? God, that would be a
It'd be tough. I think
it'd be a
your
tough one.
acting would be tested at that point.
Exactly. It'd be more of an acting exercise, less of a good time. But no, she's super talented, and we had a great time.
When does that movie air?
So this one is coming out at the end of February in
Okay.
Canada. So that's I don't
Oh, wait,
even
that's right. I think it comes
oh
out today, maybe.
yeah. Oh, that's right. So it's today. Oh, here we go.
Today's the
Today,
23rd of February. And yeah, I did
yes.
write that down. I think it comes out today. And then it's like, it has
And
a,
then a week later on the
yeah,
Hallmark channel.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, there we go. I just
your fan base is going to like triple. Once you start putting stuff on Hallmark, mm,
I know, right?
fans of Hallmark, I mean, they are dedicated fans.
Well, it's funny. One of the women that is a part of these films, she would sometimes do conventions for
Oh,
Hallmark, and I was like, "What? That is a thing?" And she's like, "Yeah." And
yeah.
I think she did one or two of them, maybe just one of them while we were shooting. She had gone off for a couple of days to do one of these
People
things.
love those. I think they love Hallmark movies because you're going to get that happy ending. It's almost like
Yeah,
comfort food. You're going to be taken on this journey, but at the end it's going to work out. And that's kind of
Yeah.
comforting.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm constantly surprised, and it's like a big variety of people that enjoy these films as well.
Yeah.
Like I was really surprised when I would tell some friends or family about it, and they'd be like, "Oh, great! I can't wait to see it." I'm like, "You're a fan of these?" And they're like, "Sure are." I was like, "All right." I mean, because for me, it's not like a genre that I necessarily seek out. Like when I'm sitting down to watch something, it's just not really on my radar. Um, and that's not saying anything against the
Well,
films
I'm the
themselves.
same way, but now if my wife or daughter or somebody's watching it, I might sit down and watch, and then chances are I'll get connected. I'll end up
Yeah.
watching the whole thing once I sit down.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you bring up, what I like, that's probably not going to be on there. But then I'll watch it and I'll probably enjoy it with that. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. It's kind of different because Hallmark, they've carved out that little niche, that they have, and it's not just Christmas movies anymore. They've got
No.
movies for all
No.
occasions, but they all kind of follow that
For
type
all
of system.
holidays.
Yeah, all the holidays.
We got President's Day. We got Christmas. We got Thanksgiving. What else you want? Groundhog's Day? Got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
We could do
yeah.
some. We need a new Groundhog movie. We only got
You
the
know what?
one. We got like Bill Murray's Groundhog Day. That's it.
I was born on Groundhog's Day. That's my
No, you
birthday,
weren't.
February 2nd. I was, yeah.
That's
February
uh,
2nd.
that's my mother's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, February 2nd. So
Okay.
do every February 2nd, do people call you and ask if you saw your shadow?
That joke wore a little thin.
Yeah.
It's been kicked to
My
the curb a little while.
See, my mother says the same thing because we still give her a hard time
Oh
stuff, and
yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
like,
I'm sure.
"Stop."
Yeah, no,
That's
I
the
get that.
you're the first person I've met that has a birthday that's shared
Oh,
with
no
me.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You guys is she still around? You guys still
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
okay, we'll say
I
tell her
can
happy
guarantee
belated
she
birthday
will
for
be watching
her.
your
Okay,
Hallmark movie.
good.
I can guarantee that. She's a big
Yeah.
fan of Hallmark movies. Her and my oldest, my daughter, said you're doing a movie. It's Luckless in Love.
Yes. Yeah, which
Yeah,
also just came out.
yeah, yeah. That's they knew that one,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
all right. So they're on top of that genre.
So we got a few eyes on the TV
Yeah, oh yeah.
this week.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
good.
good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that one was either just out or coming out pretty
Yeah,
soon.
it just came out on a channel called Up TV, like literally 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
And then I saw this one kind of cracked me up, but you were in a horror movie where like a pair of jeans got possessed.
Oh, slacks,
Blacks.
slacks. Michael, just judging from your background there, you like some good horror
I do.
fantasy films,
Yeah, I do.
right? Check this film out. You'll have a blast.
It
It's one of
sounds like
it's
just
honestly.
reading that description, it's got like cult classic written all over.
Oh, and it is, and the makers knew that going in. Yeah, it's really one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. Like
Yeah.
I really had a great time doing it.
Were you
It's a quick.
killed by the possessed
Well, I
jeans?
can't say. I can't say. You have to tune in. It's a wonderful film because it's fun. It knows exactly what it is. The puppetry of the pants is all practical.
Oh, nice.
So we had actual puppeteers back there. All like we've got these great guys that were doing the blood effect, the blood effects. They're called the Blood Brothers. They're a sought after team here in Montreal.
That's awesome.
Um, and it's so fun, and it's about an hour and a bit. Like it's a great watch. I highly recommend.
It sounds awesome.
It
You
is. It's
know,
an awesome film.
I know. When I was researching because I hadn't heard of that one, um,
Hmm.
I was like, "That's one we have to show here in the studio. We got to show.
Oh, do it. You won't be disappointed.
We'll get a big group and bring them over and that one. I mean, that's what I love the cult movies.
Yeah, I mean, God, I can tell you some other ones. There's another group of guys that I worked with a couple times. I don't think they're doing movies anymore at the moment, but their production house is called Astron Six,
Oh, okay.
and I did a film with them called The Editor, and it was a take on a giallo film, if you know what that is. It's like a horror thriller from the
Oh,
70s. It was
okay. Yeah,
like
yeah,
an Italian horror thriller.
yeah.
It had hallmarks like the killer would always be revealed by like a leather gloved hand. They're always overdubbed in English, even if the people in it were speaking English. They always overdubbed them because there'd be a
See, I would love
mismatch
that.
of people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check this. So this film is kind of a take on this type of movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called The Editor. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm writing that one down because yeah, that
yeah. Check
sounds.
it out.
We might do a double feature.
There you go. There you go.
So this one, I don't know if this is true. You'll have to tell me. But did you have a small role in Total Recall, like the newer
Totally
one?
did.
Yeah,
That
I
was
thought
like
so.
so. Apart from something beneath, like I told you, uh, Total Recall was probably my second role. So I'd done that after I'd finished theater school. I'd moved from Montreal to Toronto, and it was literally one of the first auditions I got while being in the city. And I got this
I
huge
know
movie.
that's a big role, even a small role in a big film like that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it was amazing. It was you'd walk into this like air hanger. The whole ceiling is green fabric.
Wow.
They've got a futuristic South Asian street scene with a moat that with a little river, like a little canal that has boats in it. There's probably three or four camera teams. I'm holding this big futuristic gun. Um, like maybe 200 extras. It was just like the biggest thing to this day, still the biggest thing I've ever been on. Um,
Awesome. Yeah, you were
so
like a
just to
sentry
see,
or something.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I'm a soldier. I'm one of Kate Beckinsale is one of the leads, and I'm one of her soldiers, and I deliver some key information. There's a funny story with this though. I had did the audition, and I they asked for a British accent. Well, they asked for both ways, so I did it in a
Yeah.
British accent, did it in a non-British accent. So I get to the set. We're getting all dressed. I'm looking at my costume. Everything's fine. And I'm like trying to gauge if I'm supposed to do this accent or not. And we finally we get shuttled down to the set. We're doing the blocking, start working with the director. His name is Len Wiseman. He's like, okay, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here, and then we're gonna bring Kate in. We're gonna show her this, and then we're gonna go right. And like a bunch of things going. He's like, okay, great, good, good. And he goes off to get the things. I was like, I because I don't know if I'm supposed to do this accent or not, and I don't want to just do it and then him be like, "What are
Be
you
like, what are
doing?"
you doing?
Yeah, and I was like, So then I was like, I have a question, and he like comes back and he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, do you want me to do the accent? And he was like, "What accent?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I had there's like hundreds of people watching this interaction right now, and I'm like, well, I did this accent in the audition, and a British one, and I don't know if, like should I do it?" And he was like, "Oh, were you the guy that wasn't at the reading because?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Were you the guy that?" I was like, "No, no, no, you've never met me." And he's like, "Oh, but I saw your audition, obviously." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." I'm not gonna say you didn't watch the audition. Um, so he was like, "Okay, well, great. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do the accent?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And he's like, "Okay, we'll go with that." But then as soon as he starts walking away, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Because I'm sorry if I can swear in your sorry in
Oh
your
yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're fine.
Okay, good. I'm like, "Oh man, now if I do it and it's really crappy, he's gonna have to come back and be like, and at like all these people saw this conversation, so he's gonna have to come back and be like, don't do the accent. It's fine. Let's not do it. So that added another stress.
Yeah,
But I
you
did it.
kind of put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really need to sleep put myself out there. But it worked out, and they're really sweet about it in the end. But it was just like,
That's pretty awesome.
how can I spend the most money in this moment ever? Like this production that's probably cost $100,000 a minute or whatever it would be. and I'm like trying to debate whether I should do this accent or not.
Do a British accent.
Yeah, for my like, and it's not like it was a monologue for my like 4 or 5 lines. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, and you got to play John F. Kennedy Jr.
I did. Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
that's not an easy role because he was kind of just
Oh,
speaking of cult, he was kind of a cult figure, when
oh,
he
hugely
passed
so.
away. So I mean that's a pretty big role.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's interesting whenever you're playing someone that is so known like that. People have so many, I guess, well, just memories or connections to his life
Yeah.
within theirs, and a way of seeing someone. It's always kind of tough to then. How do you access that without just doing an impression
Right.
of someone, right? Um, so it was nice. I mean, it was a great. Like I was so happy to be a part of the project, and it really validated some of my aunts who would say like, "Oh, you look just like a young JFK Jr."
That
So the
was
fact that I
kind of
could
what we
finally
were
do
going for.
it. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Hey, no complaint too. But yeah, I mean, we had a great group of people on the project. John Cassar, who directed the thing, was nothing but a sweetheart and
That's
really
awesome.
welcoming. Yeah.
Well, we loved you in Shadowhunters. I know you did a couple episodes
Mm,
there. That was
yeah.
nerdy, so I definitely watching that one. But I thought you were terrific in that.
Oh, that one? Come on. Give me a break. When I get to do like I get to be like a crazy sociopathic demon with Darth Vader
Yeah,
powers, like
not
I'm a
bad,
happy
right?
guy. I've had worse days at work.
That's
Yeah, no,
did it
that was
take a
fun.
long time getting into the makeup?
No, for me, no. They just kind of like
Yeah.
made my skin paler, if you can believe it. Uh, and just like,
You
yeah, it
already
was just
look
that.
kind of demon like, so we're not going to do
Yeah, exactly,
much.
exactly, exactly. They put some actually like livened me up a bit. Put some reds, some pink and reds on my cheeks.
I even saw you do an episode of Dead Talk.
Yeah, that's right. That
Yeah,
was for
yeah, yeah.
Slacks actually. Yeah, yeah.
Which that
No,
was
that was
kind of
great.
neat. That show and other shows have done that format since, but it was kind of the first to just say, okay, we're going to do a talk show based on our regular show, and it was kind of neat because they bring in different actors,
Mm-hmm.
to just be a fan basically, and
Mm-hmm.
but you got to do one of those. I thought that was really cool.
No, I love talking to people that have a real enthusiasm about, not just the movie itself, but kind of the genre
Yeah,
or so many other factors. I mean, if people love movies, I love talking about movies.
yeah,
So if I can have a conversation with someone that really has like some real understanding of some
yeah,
things or some like deep knowledge on how things are made or little stories like that, I could talk for hours. My
yeah,
brother actually is like a huge. He's like one of these encyclopedic minds for all things, and not just like all things film, but like all things weird film, like
yeah.
things that are a
I
little bit
get
more
that.
obscure or a little bit more cult. He has seen them. He remembers everything about it, and he will talk for hours. So we've had some really good conversations.
See, I've always said that I've got like the lamest superpower because that's pretty much what it
Uh,
is. I
that's
just
it. Well,
know I got a bunch of knowledge that doesn't have a lot of practical use. But then one day I
right.
was like, podcasting. And now I get to put it to use like every time I'm on an interview with that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what you need to tell your brother. Maybe you need to look into podcasting.
Hey, maybe. Or if you need like a sidekick in your superhero, I don't know what kind of things you'd be fighting against, but if you need a sidekick,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
I mean,
maybe give it, I'll link you to
yeah.
a.
Yeah, that's it. What villain would I be facing if my superpower is just, encyclopedic knowledge that nobody gives a crap
Right, maybe like a librarian that is so focused on like knowledge that
about?
actually matters. Like
Sadly, I'd
the
probably
head of the
watch that show.
Smithsonian or something like that. So just like,
I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
I know you write a little bit. Maybe you could write this script.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put a first draft down and then I'll run it by
I'm gonna be watching. I'll be flipping through Netflix or something and
you.
see a TV show based on this idea, and I'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be like loosely based on what you look like right now. We'll take that background actually and just reverse the
oh,
letter. And
hilarious!" Yeah, that'd
yeah.
be. Nobody has approached me yet to do an actual TV show based on the podcast, so I'm just throwing that out there. It's open. Just come
Okay.
on.
Okay. It's open. You're interested.
I'm interested.
Oh, yes.
Just
Yeah.
start pitching me your ideas. I'm ready.
Right. Right. Great. This is gonna work out for you. I think this interview is
I
gonna go
I
super
don't
good
think
for
it
you.
will, but okay. Now, Brett, thank you so much for taking some time with me today. I'm a big fan of yours. I think you're really talented
Thank
as an
you.
actor, and I know you've been doing this for a while, but it still feels like you're just kind of getting started.
Hmm. Oh well, I mean, in terms of energy wise, I'm in a happy place, and I'm in a place where I'm like kind of feel really secure about
Yeah,
what I'm kind of coming in with and what I can offer, and I know the business so much more now. So yeah, it's still a place of discovery, but it's not a place of complete naivete. So
yeah. I think that's awesome. Once that's with any job, that's the best place to be. Is that point where you get comfortable enough that you're confident in what you're doing, and you don't
mhm,
have all that just normal stress. You can handle whatever comes your way. That's the nice place to be in job wise. Not always
yeah,
easy to get there
no, it takes a bit of patience, a bit of stamina, but
yeah, once you're
hopefully it'll
there
just
though, there you go.
once you're there, and hopefully it'll just continue
Yeah.
to move in that
So
direction.
the new movie, The Love Club Terra, and
Yeah,
it's out today in some places, the February
today in
23rd.
Canada. Yep,
But then next week it'll be on Hallmark.
that's correct.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Hmm. I'm
I'm
excited.
assuming
I
that's
haven't seen it
exciting.
yet.
I have nothing to compare that to. Like I don't have that thing
No,
where I'm like, oh, I got a film coming out, or I got
yeah.
a TV show coming. I don't have, but that seems like it would be exciting.
No, it is exciting. It's exciting because you get to kind of relive it in a little way. Like,
Yeah.
I've got these memories of doing it, but now to see it kind of all strung together with the edit, with the music, with everything.
Do you
Oh, bless
watch
my heart.
your own stuff?
I do. I'm so much better at watching my stuff now.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I was so much worse at it when I was younger. Like I just couldn't do it. Like I was so
Just critical,
anxious
I'm
and just,
assuming.
yeah, and like very critical of my own.
Yeah. I did the same thing with the podcast, but I make myself listen to every episode because I want to get better at it. So
Of
you
course, yeah.
try to learn a little bit each time. But yeah, I'm getting used to my voice and accent. Listening to it when you're not used to that initially, that takes some getting used to, and then any little screw up that nobody else probably noticed, I definitely noticed. It drives me crazy.
That's the thing, and it's such undue criticism. Like really, we're so hard on ourselves sometimes, but
Right.
it's part of it. It's like part of growing to a point where, oh, you don't have to worry about all of that stuff because what you're actually putting out is valuable and it's appreciated.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, so a couple of things, Brett, before we go. Anything else that you're working on that we can keep an eye out for?
Yeah. So you most likely won't watch this.
That's an interesting start, but okay.
Yeah, I say that with no disrespect. Just
Is it a movie about mice?
No.
Okay.
I play a giant mouse.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Giant mouse, maybe I could handle it. How big a mouse is it? That's
right. Remember the Princess Bride? It's like remember that thing, that rat thing? Yeah, it's like that size.
I could probably handle that.
Well,
not that thing's not running up your leg. I could survive.
And there's something about it being bigger that you can kind of throw something at it, and
yes, that's it.
Probably like hit it more.
I feel like I could protect myself better with something more my size.
Exactly. But no, the this show, it's a show here in Quebec, and it's a French Canadian show.
Yeah.
And it's called Portrait Robot, which means it means sketch artist.
Okay.
So it follows this this police this forensic sketch artist who uses her abilities to kind of recreate crime scenes and help.
Well, that's kind of neat. That's a neat idea.
Yeah. It's the character in the show is actually bipolar as well, so there's an aspect of her bipolarity that allows her to kind of see these places to a different degree,
right,
and get into the scenes and then into the people who are describing these things much more. So it's
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good show, but it is all in French, other than the little bit of English that might be peppered in there. So,
well, I could watch it and tell you that it sounds fantastic.
Exactly. There's always the subtitle option. So,
oh yeah, I'm okay with subtitles. I struggle with dubbing.
Oh, dubbing's the worst.
Yeah, because it doesn't match the mouth, when they're talking.
And it removes you from the actual thing. I want someone's actual voice, and I'll read words on the screen anytime.
Yeah. The reading, that part doesn't bother me because I'm not one that watches stuff while I'm on my phone. I actually watch. Mm-hmm. So that part, the reading, I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's nice. Well, that's good. That's okay. So very good. So if we have listeners or watchers that know French, or don't mind using the subtitles, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sketch artist.
Yeah.
I like that idea though, because I don't remember ever seeing something revolving around somebody that's a sketch artist. I think
it's really unique, and it's like a unique way of kind of getting into the police procedural in a different way.
I like that because I could see the possibilities there. And if you've got a quirky person that's playing the sketch artist, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So what's your role on there?
So I play so the lead character is played by an actress here named Rachel Graton.
Okay.
And she is the sketch artist, and I play her ex. And kind of one of the things that I would say was the catalyst to her mental crisis was that we had a child together that was abducted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So through that, she suffered a mental crisis. We split up and haven't seen her since. And then I kind of come back into her life as she continues to be fixated on the abduction of our child.
I kind of want to watch this show.
It's a good show. Yeah.
It sounds like a good show because I could see that, you split up because it's just too painful to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you come back in life. So it's bringing up all those old feelings and, memories. And it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So we've done 2 seasons now, and we're just about to shoot a third starting end of next month.
That's awesome. Have you been there the whole time?
In Montreal?
Just through all 3 seasons?
Oh, the character. Yeah. I have. Yeah. Mine. So our story is one of the secondary stories within it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the police procedural is the main thrust, but yeah, I've been in right from day one.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So last thing before we go, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, and my handle is @BJ Donahue.
Yeah, you came right up.
Yeah.
Put that in. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, hopefully you don't gotta dig too deep.
No, it comes right up, and Instagram's the best one to be on because that's the friendliest of the social medias.
Yeah. You
only go to Twitter if you're angry.
Exactly. Right.
So
exactly.
Instagram's the right one to be on.
Although,
Brett, thank you so much. This is.
I was going to say, funnily enough, I've had some heated debates on Instagram chats.
Have you really?
Yeah, some people get into it. So
they just commenting on stuff, and that gets you into it that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had this one girl that was like, so we didn't talk about the show, but another favorite show of mine is a piece called Bad Blood, and it was a mini series.
Bad Blood, yeah.
Yeah, it was a mini series based on an Italian, a Montreal mafia family.
Yeah.
I remember this one girl just out of the blue. This show sucks. Brett Donahue. This show sucks. Brett Donahue is by far the weakest link. Like all these things, and like sent it directly to me. It wasn't like I was tagged in it. It was a direct message.
She wanted to make sure you knew that you were the weakest
like,
link.
I don't know what line I crossed with this person, but she just went off, and I was like, "Thank you very much for watching."
Yeah. What else you gonna say? I do the same thing with the podcast. If we happen to get somebody that doesn't like it, that's all.
Yeah.
What else you're either gonna fight with them or just say, okay, thanks for checking us out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's there's nothing gained in really. Like I'm not looking to convert.
Did she reply?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping you had like an ending, like, and it turned out to be my brother.
Exactly. Mom?
Yeah. Mom, why? Oh shoot. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so that was the talented Brett Donahue. Hopefully, you guys really enjoyed that as I did. I think he's such a good actor. We didn't talk about everything that he's done, but he's been in a bunch of known shows that you may have seen him in. When he played John F. Kennedy Jr., he was in the Kennedys After Camelot. Was the show? I think that may have been a miniseries. Could have been a movie. I think maybe a miniseries. But he's been on Rain, Suits, Beauty and the Beast, Nikita. He's had some definite impacts. He's also on a show called Private Eyes that's pretty good that you should check out. If you're not watching The Love Club Tara, and you should be, because that's been a fun series, definitely follows the Hallmark formula. So it's good TV, comforting. Get yourself a nice plate of food, sit down with somebody you love, and watch that one. I think you'll really enjoy it. Good date movie. But I really liked him in Three Pines, so also check out that one. If you're a fan of mysteries, especially quirky type of mysteries, that's a really good show to check out. And you can also find our interviews with Sarah Booth and Julian Bailey from the show Three Pines. I think you would enjoy those as well. It's a really good cast, really good cast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again this week. We definitely don't take that for granted. We're so appreciative. There's so many millions of podcasts out there. Really appreciate you coming to us. If you're finding us for the first time and you'd like to help us or support us, we could definitely use that. All we need you to do is subscribe. That really does make a difference for us. So if you're watching, it's YouTube MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. That's all you got to do. It's free. If you're listening, wherever you are listening at, or through whatever podcast application you're using, just subscribe there. That helps us as well. We really appreciate that. We're getting ready to put out episode 534 today. Can't hardly believe that. We've been doing this for 4 years. You can find all of those, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. So definitely check us out there. If we're going on location, if we're doing something in studio, if we're covering a convention, whatever we've got going on, that'll be on the website, meistercon.com. So definitely check us out there. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.